have to get a video with John with that one with the whole Jessica and Cynthia man. We might need you to hold it together, man.
I'm gonna hold it together, bro. I'm not even gonna talk about that. I'm not even gonna talk about that.
Like, I'm saying later this week, man, because our Bloody Jones video is gonna go downhill. It's gonna go downhill fast.
Oh my god. Oh, dude.
We was already starting last night in the group chat. Like that promo they did.
Yeah.
That was a rough one to watch.
All right, man. All right, No Filter MMA family. This is your boy BJ, and I'm back with another live stream, guys. I am joined. I'm gonna have to hold on, man. I'm gonna have to clip you here. My boy Ant from Bloody Canvas MMA is here. We are here to talk about UFC 250 and the results. A lot of interesting results last night, man, and there's a lot to talk about. So I couldn't do it by myself. So of course I had to bring Ant. What's good, man? Sheesh. Where do we start, bro? I mean, they're not hearing you. Hold on.
Friday the night.
Hold on, they're not hearing you, bro. I mean, say something, homie.
Yo. We good?
Yeah. Okay. Good. Yeah, we're good. All right.
Man.
Yeah, you go ahead, man. You go ahead and start it off, bro. I'm gonna follow your lead, homie.
Gotta ask you, opening up the show the way he did. I mean,
Herbert Burns
brothers are here in like full effect now.
Bro, right? They here, dude. They're fucking, dude. What a fucking. Does that? I mean, does he win? I mean, are they the next? Are they the next big thing, bro? Like that's what I'm asking. Like, are they? Are they the next big thing?
If anything, Herbert can sharpen up his striking a little bit because it started to get a little messy in there, BJ. We got to be honest. Like I'm sure even John would attest to that if he is here with us.
Right.
His striking got to get sharper, man. But I gotta admit, Evan Dunham didn't look too bad when it came to the striking,
no.
man. It just seemed like once Burns got that leg, it was over.
Yeah, man. But he looked good, dude. I mean, no, he didn't look bad, bro. He didn't look bad, but dude, Herbert Burns, man, I mean, he's slick, dude. He's slick, bro. He's slick, dude. And his brother is slick too, bro. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Gilbert Burns just went out there and fucking dominated Tyron Woodley in every fucking aspect, bro. I mean, he dominated Tyron Woodley in every aspect. And then his brother goes out there, man, and submits Evan Dunham in the first round, bro. It's like, yeesh, it's a good way to start the card, and that was a pretty big card. I mean, that was a pretty big fight. I was actually surprised that fight was the opener, to be honest.
Yeah, that's fair, man. I was surprised it was the opener too, but in a sense, it's like we know the UFC isn't necessarily gonna throw all of their shine and the spotlight onto Herbert Burns right away, so you gotta start somewhere, right?
Yeah.
And man, I'm just gonna get right to it, man.
Go ahead, bro.
What's Devin Clark's eyes looking like today?
Bro, I have no idea, bro. But he got fucked up. He got fucked up early, bro. He got fucked up early, yo. Alonzo Menifield is got a lot of fucking power, bro. But Devin Clark, yo, I mean, Devin Clark just he bit down on his mouthpiece, bro, and he fought his way through that fight, bro. He fought his way through that fucking fight and came out with the win, dude. I mean, it's Alonzo Menifield has never really been far in a fight, never really been deep in a fight. You know what I'm saying? And Devin Clark survived that early onslaught from Alonzo Menifield and drug him into deep waters. But one thing that surprised me in that fight, bro, about Alonzo Menifield is that even though he was tired, he was still holding Devin Clark against the cage. He was still throwing knees at Devin Clark, but he was dog tired, bro. He was dog
Man,
tired.
I think in that first round, he threw everything he had. Not
Yeah.
everything, because he continued to throw, of course, throughout the fight. It's not like, he wasn't doing anything at all. But by the time Devin Clark got it together, man, he started throwing. You want to talk about knees? How
Mm.
about them knees? He was
Yeah.
throwing to Alonzo's ribs, man. Like, I was wondering if he's going to drop him one of those, but clearly he's durable, man. He got it. It just seemed like Devin Clark. And by the way, John always calls it. That might have been the biggest I've ever seen Devin Clark's quads. Like, in any,
Yeah.
like, bro, he looks
He's
good. I mean, outside of his eye, I was
Yeah, dude.
that
His
was a
eye
tough
got.
one.
Do you think? I think it's an orbital. I think he got it. Maybe it got his orbital smashed, dude. Because it
Yeah,
was right away, dude, and he survived it. He took more shots in that same spot throughout the fight, bro. And he hung in there and fucking. I mean, I was surprised, dude. I have a new respect for Devin Clark because he was definitely meant to be a gatekeeper for Alonzo Menifield. If Alonzo Menifield had beat Devin Clark, then he would have became a hype train instantly. So, but Devin Clark, man, what a hell of a guy.
were you surprised that they had 30, 27, 30,
Yeah,
29,
yeah,
28, 29, 28? I was a bit surprised that. I thought
yeah.
the
I
count
was
went like
too.
30, 27.
30. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, that
Well,
was a little. That was a little much. The scoring was. I mean, I agree that Devin Clark won the fight, but and I mean I don't disagree with the decision at all. I just
right.
disagree with the gap that they gave him. You know what I'm saying? Like he wasn't dominant 100% of the time in that fight.
Right.
When they were at distance, he was absorbing a lot of shots at distance. Because Alonzo Menifield was handed it to him, and he was throwing his own, but I think Alonzo was a little tighter with the striking than Devin Clark, and he landed a lot, lot more pinpointed strikes. A lot. He had a cleaner, effective striking. But in the clinch and stuff like that is where Devin Clark excelled and what he started landing shots of his own. But as lopsided as they had it, bro, you know what I'm saying? That was very lopsided, bro. I didn't agree with that.
Yeah, I thought it was a little outrageous, man. I mean, we're gonna move forward, right? Talk to me, man. What were you thinking about this flyweight fight?
Um, I don't know, man. I just feel like Juicy Formiga didn't really look like himself in there, dude. I feel like he left himself open too much. Like I feel like he was just. I think he was just there to be hit, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't know. What do you think about that fight? You tell me what you think, and I'll try to come up with a better way to explain what I'm thinking.
I mean, to boil it down, the best way to put it, I would have to say, is those leg kicks, man.
Dude.
I think those were the biggest factor of that whole fight. It didn't
Yeah.
matter who's throwing what. Like, by all means, GCF Omega, he was throwing. He was throwing, but
Yeah.
it didn't seem like he was landing. Alex Perez looked like he was on another level from what we're accustomed to seeing him. And those leg kicks, man,
Dude, they hurt. They hurt.
they hurt.
They
And
hurt,
he
bro.
wasn't just attacking one leg; he was attacking both
Both.
every
Yeah,
time he
because
switched stances.
Formiga was switching stances, trying to take the heat off of one leg. Fucking Alex
Mm-hmm.
Perez, dude, that low calf kick, dude. That is people. I heard the commentators say, man, they're using that technique. That you're seeing more and more and more and more of that
Mm-hmm.
technique being thrown, bro. And if you tenderize that meat enough, man, it's gonna take you down, bro. And yeesh.
I
I,
can only imagine that the flyweight title picture just got a lot more interesting,
it
right?
did
I
just
mean,
get interesting,
Alex
bro.
Perez, he's right in there.
Yes, he is. He's in there for it, bro. So I'm shocked. I was actually surprised that he won that fight because I was
Yeah,
expecting Juicy Formiga to go in there and dominate and keep
me
his
too.
keep keep his spot, bro. Keep his spot, be fucking dominant, and he didn't. He got finished in the first round, bro. I mean, that was a little bit of a sleeper fight for me. But the next fight that I just watched today, the Cody Stamann Brian Kelleher fight, what a fucking barn burner! That was a hell of a
Well,
fight.
no, you skip one, my man. You skip one. You skip one. You just
Whoa.
gonna do Marky Patolo like that after he
Oh
finished
shit,
Charles Bird and sends Charles Bird into retirement, BJ? Come on, man.
bro. My bad, man. My
I know
bad,
you have more
bro.
classes.
I was looking at I got the list in front of me, and it had that one in a different spot, bro. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that.
But
Go ahead, bro.
I mean, I'm sure you've seen the performance. What do you think of Mr. What's his Coconut Bombs, right? That's his name, right?
That's the dude from Hawaii.
Yep, from Hawaii. I mean, he looked
He looked good, dude.
right. He was in a little bit of trouble against Charles. We're just a little bit
Just a
in
little bit,
trouble, but
yeah,
man, he recovered well. I
dude.
mean,
It's
it's
where does he
crazy.
train, bro? Does he train with Alima Lay's team, or is he somewhere else? Is he training here?
I, to be honest with you, BJ, I really have no idea. If John was here, he'd probably know that right off the top of the dome
I
piece.
know,
But
dude.
man,
That dude gets on my nerves with that shit, bro. Yeah, yeah.
he does it every time.
We're talking about you, John. Fuck you with knowing shit off the top of your fucking head, dude. It could be something random as hell, bro. And if you bring up a random fighter, he'll start talking about who they fought last, how they won. I'm like, dude, what the
The
fuck, bro?
day, oh, he got it down packed,
He
no
got that
doubt about it.
iPhone. He got that iPhone 10 memory, boy.
That's why
Yeah, yeah, he's great, great dude. Yeah, man. What do you think's next for Charles Boyd after taking a loss like that?
and from what I know, he retired. He announced his retirement, last night or this morning. From what I was
Oh,
seeing on
I
social
missed
media,
that.
man.
I missed that. I
Yeah,
missed
so
that for
that
sure.
was surprising. I mean, it wasn't like super surprising because, like, you know, he ain't the biggest name in the world, so it was a bit random when it popped up for me. But it was like, man,
Well, speaking
when
of,
you're taking
go ahead.
beatings like that, it's tough,
Yeah,
man. When you're
dude.
taking a
Oh
beating
yeah,
like that,
yeah, dude. That was a brutal beating. What do you speaking of retirement, man? What do you think about Conor McGregor's retirement post today?
I mean, it's usually that time, right? It's like every couple of years or when he don't get a fight or something. So, I mean, you know where I
I
stand,
know where you
BJ. Come
stand, bro.
on,
I know
man.
where you stand.
You know where I stand, man. If it was something like, maybe the second time he's done it, I'd be like, oh, this is something to consider. But, after hearing Dana talk at the press conference and everything, and of course, like, we know Connor's history. We know this. We know, like, when things either aren't going his way. I mean, let's be honest, BJ. Leading up to the fight with Cowboy, and even after the fight with Cowboy, he said it makes him excited and he loves the sport and all that. Then I know where was it? A couple months later, it's not exciting anymore. What are you talking about?
Yeah, dude. Like that's what I was thinking. Like, wasn't he just saying like how he's ready to, he's back and he's ready to do this and do that, and now he's posting heartfelt photos with his mom and saying that he's retiring. Like, dude, Conor, dude, if this is a ploy by Conor McGregor, that motherfucker is crafty as fuck, bro. You got to give him his props.
It is, man. It gotta be. He does this every like 2 years. It
But then
pops
again,
up.
but then again, if you put yourself in the mind of Conor McGregor and you're sitting there, you're thinking, okay, this card sucks. Let me do something to engage the MMA community because most people said this card was bad. I rather enjoyed this card. It wasn't too bad. Um,
And I enjoyed this card. I don't know what those people were talking about,
yeah,
but man, this was a good one, BJ.
yeah, it was a good card, bro. I mean, I gotta say that it was a damn good card. But yeah, man. Now let's get to the Brian Kelleher fight, dude. One thing I
Yes,
want to point out about Cody Stamann and Brian Kelleher is they both look like tanks at 145. I think
yes,
145 is where they need to stay, bro. Because Brian Kelleher, I noticed it in his last fight when he fought at 145. I was like, yo, Brian Kelleher is. I'm gonna channel my inner Brendan Schaub here. Brian Kelleher is thick. You know what I'm saying? Like that motherfucker's thick, bro. Like he's full, like he's big at 145. And then
yeah,
Cody Stamann, who's always had trouble making 135. You know what I'm saying?
like a statue.
Cody Stamann walked in, and I was like, fuck. I thought Cody Stamann would look a lot bigger than Brian Kelleher at 145. But dude, Brian Kelleher looked just as big as Cody Stamann. I was like, yo,
Yes,
these boys need to stay at 145, bro. This is where these boys look their best. You know what I'm saying? And they performed. That was a good fight. Like that was a damn good fight, bro.
That was a good fight. I mean, hats off to Brian Kelleher
For
for
sure.
staying in, man. You know what I mean? Like, he didn't
Yeah.
back up. He was pushing forward and doing what he can. But Cody Steinman, man, I would love to see him stay at featherweight, but, you know,
I mean,
he probably won't. And,
He probably won't
yeah,
stay at featherweight,
yeah,
but
he already said there's plenty of contenders down at bantamweight that he wants to get a shot at. And, I mean, after seeing what Aljamain Sterling did last night, that loss really isn't even looking that bad anymore in hindsight. But man, Cody looked great.
yeah, he did.
He really did. This was a scrap, and that's what I'm saying. Brian Kelleher looked great too. It just seemed like Cody was, I don't want to say a bunch of steps ahead, but maybe like one or two
Yeah,
steps ahead in each round. Like,
yeah,
and he was just working, man. Like, the striking was there, the grappling exchanges were beautiful to
Yeah.
see, and then of course at the end when he is overwhelmed with emotion,
yeah.
everybody, had to like give him his space. Like, no, we're not gonna do anything right away. Just let him get it all out.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One thing that I thought Brian Kelleher was doing well in that fight was cutting off the octagon. When he
Mm-hmm.
was the one, he started to wear on Cody Stamen toward the end of the fight. As far as the pressure, what I'm saying? He was putting a lot of pressure on Stamen, man. He was staying in his face. He was utilizing that teep kick really good. He was throwing it up the
Yep.
middle. He was landing that kick. And I think he was just hunting for that shot because Brian Kelleher can put you out with one shot. You know what I'm saying? And he was just hunting for that shot. But Cody Stamen, man, just landing big shots on Brian Kelleher. And Cody Stamen was working the body a lot too, which I thought was nice, man. His arms, he just looked huge. They both just look big at 145, man. I just feel like they should stay there, man. They look better. They look like better versions of themselves last night. That was one of the best performances by Cody Stamen I've ever seen.
Yeah, definitely, and they definitely look a lot healthier, BJ. I gotta give you that. They
Yeah,
look a lot healthier compared to when they're fighting that bantamweight.
right. They just both look better to me, man. It was a good fight though. But yeah, man, congratulations to Cody Stamen. What better way to kind of give him a little bit of a pick me up, with all that's going on with him right now. But man, Ian Heinisch, you gotta give dude. Every time I see Gerald Marshart, that he
I
has a
wasn't
fight.
expecting this, BJ. I wasn't. I'm sorry.
I wasn't either, dude. I mean, I'm like, okay, Gerald Marshart is a tough motherfucker. He's big, you know what I'm saying? He's long. He's got over 40 fights under his belt. You know what I'm saying? He's got a lot of experience. I'm like Ian Heinisch, but I was like, but Ian Heinisch is nasty, dude. He's fucking nasty, dude. And fucking Ian Heinisch dominates Gerald Marshart. Like, fuck,
Man,
dude.
going into this fight, I thought Gerald was gonna go out there, use his long limbs,
Yes.
eventually get a hold of Ian, and get that submission in. BJ, we're talking like a little over a minute into the round, he gets cracked with this bomb, and oh my god.
Oh my god, bro. I mean, Jesus, bro. And then one thing that Ian Heinisch was doing too, man. He early on in the fight, he landed a big leg kick that took that knocked Jared Mershart off balance a little bit, and I think Jared Mershart came a little punch shy.
Yeah.
I think he was kind of scared to engage after that. You know what I'm saying? Like just a little bit. Hold on. And I feel like Mershart was like, I feel like the speed was an issue too. Like the speed of Gerald Mershart, of Ian Heinisch it kind of took Gerald Mershart off guard, dude. Like I just felt like Ian didn't give Gerald Mershart a chance to settle into the fight, and he knew that he couldn't give him a chance to settle into the sky. To settle into the fight because that's when Gerald Mershart would start to work, bro. Big loss for Gerald Mershart though, bro. Golly.
Heinich, I mean, he even used, I think he used everything he could to his advantage. Like, even
Right.
Gerald's reach, he just got in there on Gerald and didn't let him do anything. Like, even the stance played
Yeah.
a huge factor. We seen, like, Gerald Mershot was a little, he wasn't wide, but he was really loose and his hands were down. And Ian Heinich just went in there and was like, you know what, we're going to make this a quick one.
Oh man, dude, he dropped Gerald Mershart, bro.
Cracked him,
I mean, he
cracked him,
dropped him, bro. Let's
cracked
see.
him.
I think my
Well,
boy, hold on, man. I think my boy Davidson, what's your, my boy Davidson wants to jump in here with us, bro. He wants to get in this. He wants to get into this meet with us, bro. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, there he goes. All right. I just added him to it. He'll get the he'll answer when he can. Um, but yeah, man, dude, Gerald Mershart, what a fucking loss, dude. This would have been if Gerald Mershart had won this fight, if he had beat Ian Heinisch, I think they would have given Gerald Mershart a higher ranked opponent. Like I think he would have got somebody that could have put him potentially into like a top, like a number one contender fight, maybe? Do you think that a win over an impressive win for over Ian Heinisch would have boosted him up that high, or am I reaching a little bit with that?
I gotta be honest, I think that's reaching a little bit.
Okay.
I mean, we're talking about a stacked middleweight division.
Yeah. Yeah.
Curtis, Ian Heinich, he's no pushover, but man, once you start breaking into that top 10 ceiling, a little rough, bro.
You might be right. I might have been pushing it a little bit, guys. But hey, guys, I want to welcome in my boy Davidson Baker from the bottom line with Davidson Baker. And it ain't the bottom line until Davidson Baker says so, guys. You guys already
What's
know.
good, man? What's good, man? Just got back from the gym. You hit me up to hop on this today. I would have been here at the beginning if I was home, but kind of scrambled things together. This is
Oh,
an
you
audio
good.
only thing we got going on. I'm late to the party.
Yeah, man. It's let's see. Where'd my boy go? Oh, Ant's on there. Yeah, yeah. My computer sucks, bro, so I can't do the Skype on the live stream. So I just have
There
you
we go.
guys.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah, there
What's
we
up?
go.
What's going on, man?
What's going on, man? You guys are in the middle of talking Heinisch and Beer Shark?
Dude, yes, bro.
Yeah.
Give us your
Yeah.
thoughts on that
I
fight, bro.
recapped that one for fan-sided, and it was a blessing in disguise. You get that quick finish you got hype about. Statement win for Ian Heinisch, though, man. He looks really good since kind of changing up things, changing up tune. That club at right hand put Mearshart down. It was a good finish for him.
Dude, that was nasty. It was just pure nastiness, bro. And he set it up perfectly, bro. He set that
Yeah.
punch up perfectly, and it dropped Ian. It dropped Gerald Marshall on his ass. I said, "Fuck, man, God dog." Jesus. Any other previous fights before that? Did you want to say anything about Davidson? We went over it.
I
Go ahead.
mean, the main card, it's as advertised as far as like the scratching of the surface when you get on social media. I mean, Luke Thomas on his live chat last night, I want to go ahead and cite my source, said without disparaging Felicia Spencer because of if he said something different than this, he felt as though it would disparage Amanda Nunes. It was like LeBron being guarded by someone in the G League almost. Felicia is talented,
Right.
and I interviewed Felicia last summer. I've known people in her camp. She is a tough customer. There's a reason why she teaches algebra and fights. It's not because she needs to. She loves to fight, and that was very evident last night. Amanda just did her thing. As far as Cody and O'Malley are concerned,
Oh,
I mean, you could really go into both kind of soliloquies about those guys. You could put both of those KOs on the same kind of manner. Neil Magny did what he needed to do, and I think we're going to see Funkmaster fight for the title before the year's over.
we might. But what do you guys think before we get into those fights? We're gonna get into those fights, Davidson. What do you guys think about the dispatching of Chase Hooper that Alex Caceres put on last night, man. I mean, Chase Hooper is a good guy. He's good. He's young. He's good, but I was thinking, going into this fight, I'm thinking, okay, Chase Hooper can stick a jab in Alex Caceres' face, dude. He's got the reach. He's got the limbs. He's gonna stick a nice. I'm thinking he's gonna stick a nice jab in Alex Caceres' face, dude. Keep him away and set up his takedown. Dude, he wanted to stand and bang with Alex Caceres, dude, and it got beat the fuck up. I mean, he got beat. I'm surprised he didn't go down, bro. And we seen in his last fight that he gets beat the fuck up on the feet, bro. And he still likes to stand and trade. Like, what do you guys think about Chase Hooper?
And I gotta tell you, going into the fight, I knew it was gonna be a tough one for Chase, just because before he got, which one was it, Daniel or David Tamor to the ground, because they both look identical.
Right.
Before he got him to the ground, man, he didn't look the greatest, but then we seen what he could do by the time it got there. And then with Alex Caceres last night, man, he cracked him. He got dropped. I was very surprised he backed off the way he did. I thought he would have just swarmed him, but it seemed like he just wanted to play with his food for the fight, and it was just a tough one to see. Like, they were mentioning it. Like, we can see the difference between, like, a man and a child, but he's not a child. It's just, it started to get uncomfortable after a while.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and, like, I'll even expand on that as well. Like, everything he just said was pretty much on point. I feel like we should have saw this coming in a way. Like, do you guys remember his Contender Series fight? That was not a walk in the park for him, man.
Right.
Kawhi was tough in that fight for him. Hooper, obviously being 18 and being on Dana's radar, you had to imagine no matter what way he would have won, that he was going to get the contract anyway. We got to slow down here with Chase Hooper, man. I mean, the kid has talent. But as he said on Twitter, it might be about time to go buck up with Papa Askren and go learn some takedowns, because all he was trying to do is drop guard.
Yeah.
Drop guard or stand and bang, and that's not going to get it done against Bruce Leroy.
Yeah, dude. And I feel like that's the thing about the Contender Series, bro. You got to be careful who he's giving. I mean, because these people are getting one fight and then they're in the UFC. You know what I'm saying? It's like like you've seen contenders. What's the heavyweight guy? What's his name? From the Contender Series, not Greg Hardy. It's another guy. Juan Adams?
Juan Adams was from Contender Series.
Yeah, like you see him get beat up in the UFC. You see these people get beat up, man, and I just feel like maybe I feel like the Ultimate Fighter is a better segue into the UFC than Contender Series, because Ultimate Fighter, you could potentially have multiple fights in this tournament. You can have multiple fights, and it would prepare you for a competition. Versus Contender Series is like Macy Barber got one fight and boom, she's in the UFC. And then when she hit somebody when she hit somebody that was high level, somebody who was experienced, she got dominated. So it's like, whoa, you know what I'm saying? It's kind of crazy. I feel like maybe they jumped the gun with Chase Hooper a little bit.
A little bit, but think about this too, though. I want to just expand on one
Go
thing
ahead,
about
bro.
the Contender Series. Sean O'Malley,
Okay.
when he was in the Contender Series, obviously Snoop Dogg's soundbite says it all. Like, the performance says it all. He was tremendous in that fight against a dude that was really tough. Alfred Kashakian is a tough customer. Think about it, though. Yeah, they put him in the co-main event early. They put him in the co-main event in his debut against Terry Ware at the Ultimate Fighter 26 finale. After that, bam, USADA. So whether people agree with what happened, because I personally don't, there were a lot of people exonerated from what happened with USADA and that whole I can't remember the name of the drug off the top of my head, but there were a lot of people that ended up getting cleared on that. So O'Malley, what he had the opportunity to do, he had 2 years, whether he was appreciative of it or not, to just get better. Right. He took no damage, and he had no wear and tear on his body. you know, sometimes these guys need that, especially when they're 22, 23.
Right. Yeah. You're right, man. I can't disagree with that. But O'Malley looked amazing last night, dude. I mean, that was just fucking. That was amazing, dude. I mean, I'm not even. I was surprised, dude, because fucking Eddie Wineland, dude, is a tough dude. The original WEC champion, bantamweight champion. I mean, he's a tough motherfucker, dude. And Sean O'Malley, and like, no one even really got settled into the fight. Like, they were still kind of feeling each other out, bro. And then bang, like Sean, dude, I did not think that Sean O'Malley. I knew he had power, bro, but I didn't think he had power to put somebody like Eddie Wineland down like that, bro. And he dropped Eddie Wineland and walked the fuck off, bro. I mean, I was surprised. What y'all think? What you think about that, Ant?
Go ahead, man.
Man, I gotta be honest. Because of we seen like the glimpses in Sean O'Malley and his potential, like I wasn't like crazy surprised it happened. I was like surprised of how deadly it was and just how
Yeah.
casual. Like it just seemed so casual. Like he just came up from that kick, threw that feint. He always does. Like that feint is getting very popular now. And once he landed that shot, man, no chance. Like the floor is yours, my friend. Like I was speechless last night. Like the Sugar Show is gonna keep showing up.
Yeah.
The feint was the key, dude. Like I agree 100%. And that little stance switch he does right before he throws that hook kick that just missed Wineland. I mean, man, like I just want to say this though. Can we not put him against Cody Garbrandt next, please? Like, what are we doing with that? Like, we don't need Sean O'Malley and Cody Garbrandt next. Do we need it down the road?
That's a good
Yes.
fight, bro. That's a good fight.
Hell yeah, it's a good fight. I agree with you, but we don't need it right now. Like, trust me, I need to see that before I die. There's
Yes.
no doubt about it. There's no doubt about it. But we don't need to see it next. I have a hard time thinking O'Malley's confidence can be shaken at this point. You know, he's very candid. He's very calm. He tries to stay level. That's the kind of mindset he carries in there. But, you know, first of all, Garbrandt is going to probably be up in that, like, top 4 or 5 range. O'Malley, hopefully, you can't put any hope in these people that do the rankings, but hopefully we'll have a number next to his name. I say Rob Font. I'm all in on Rob Font. That's the matchup that I'd like to see next.
Ooh, I mean, you got Aljo in there. I mean, you can see Garbrandt. If they don't give, I mean, they're probably going to give Aljo a title shot. But man, I mean, I was thinking that right after I seen Cody, you know, get that amazing finish that he got. You know, I was like, dude, Cody Garbrandt versus Sean O'Malley is a good fucking fight, and that's something that, as much as Dana White loves Sean O'Malley, that's something that Dana White would fucking do. Just like he's giving Cynthia fucking Calvillo a fight at flyweight and fighting Jessica I. So if she beats Jessica I, she gets to be the number 1 contender. That's fucked up. But that's a different video, man. That's a different story. I'm not even gonna get on that goddamn shit right now. Because that shit pisses me off, dude. So fucking bad. That shit pisses me off. It's not impossible for Dana to give Sean O'Malley that fight. It's not impossible.
It's not. No, it's not. But I'm do it. Not right now.
Yeah, definitely not right now because if that was to happen, you're gonna be killing off somebody. You don't want to kill off Cody while he's rebuilding. And then what happens if Cody goes in there and does to Sean O'Malley to what he did to us now? I mean, that's sort of gonna.
Yeah.
You can't do it, BJ. You have to wait.
I would wait.
Come on, man. Come on, man.
Are you telling me Rob Font though isn't a hell of a
I
fight?
mean,
That's a crazy fight.
That's a crazy fucking fight. Yes, it is. That is a crazy fight. But it's the fact that they fought on the same card, and then Sean O'Malley made that statement after the fight that I'm the best striker in the UFC. Like, when he said that shit, I was like, bruh, chill. You ain't the best striker.
He's been saying that for a while now.
But
He's been saying that since like his contender series fight.
I didn't know Israel passed away.
Yeah,
Yeah, man. Yeah, I didn't know Izzy died. I didn't know Izzy died. I didn't know. I didn't know fucking Yair Rodriguez retired, bro.
Yeah.
I didn't know Max Holloway was out either. Yeah, man.
Yo,
But that's
where would you
crazy.
put him? Where would you guys both put him as far as strikers? Not in the UFC, but in the bantamweight division. Like, where would you guys put him?
Well, I think T.J. Dillashaw is the best striker in that division. Like
That's fair.
I think T.J. Dillashaw is for sure the best striker at bantamweight. Like I mean, it's gonna take you're gonna have to. I mean, Henry Cejudo knocked him out, but Henry Cejudo touched him. And sometimes when you touch T.J. Dillashaw, he goes. But I mean, you know what I'm saying? But it's Cody Garbrandt's good too, man. Cody Garbrandt has some good striking, dude. He does. It's just and to see what gave me that title for T.J. Dillashaw is when he knocked out Cody Garbrandt. 2 times in a row, dude. And Cody Garbrandt is a sniper, and we saw that shit last night, dude. So, I mean, Sean O'Malley's in there. You know what I'm saying? But I would put Cody and TJ and Dominic Cruz, and then maybe Sean O'Malley down in the rank, down below those guys, because those guys are elite strikers, bro.
Probably top 5, yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, man, I think he starches a lot of the people in the top 15, but once he starts breaking into that top 10, I think it's gonna start getting a little questionable. Like, I don't know how he looks against a Jimmy Rivera or Pedro Munoz for that matter.
Right.
How does he start to look?
My boy
I know
Brian
we've been on
says.
this topic for a sec, but
Yeah.
I think Petr Yan's a terrible matchup.
Yeah, I was
for him.
getting ready to say,
yeah.
man. In the comment section, my boy Brian says Peter Yan. Yeah, Peter Yan's in there, man. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, maybe if there was a list of 5 in that division, Sean O'Malley's number 5. You know what I'm saying?
I can see that.
Yeah. I mean, because you got, I would put TJ, Cody, Dominic, Peter Yan, and then Sean O'Malley.
That's fair.
Yeah, like that's the top 5 in that division to me. So we're gonna move on to ARM versus Neil Magny. What do you guys think about that? For how that fight went? I thought Rocco Martin did a good job in that fight, man. But early on in that fight, it took him a minute to get settled in, man. But I thought he was doing well. What do you guys think?
He did well, man. Honestly, I was surprised. Like Neil Magny, it looked like he was a little slower than he was in this last round. Like,
Yeah.
he was taking a little bit. He wasn't so aggressive. Maybe that was because he was just on the sidelines for so long.
Right.
He came off of that Ponzinibbio fucking death hook that sent him to another planet. So he was all eager and everything. But man, I was a little questionable about Neil Magny last night. It was an interesting fight, to say the least. If anything, it was probably the most lackluster of everything that happened last night, I would say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just tough to see where Neil Magny fits into the welterweight.
Yeah.
Right now. Like,
Yeah.
where does he? Like, with everything going on, everything's in limbo now.
Yeah, I don't know where you would put.
Always, dude. Sucks.
Yeah, like Neil Magny was somebody who was supposed to go straight to the top, man. He's had a rough road. He's had a rough one.
Dude.
But dude, I was, this next fight, Aljamain Sterling, Cody Sandhagen. I'm not even gonna lie, guys. I was looking. I thought Corey Sandhagen would win this fight, dude. I did. I thought he would beat Aljamain Sterling, man. But Aljo just looked like a fucking dude. I mean, he just looked good in there last night.
Man, since Aljo got knocked out by Marlon Moraes, I think we've seen like a completely different animal. Like, from the way he swarmed Corey last night, like, I picked Aljo to win by all means, but I didn't think it was going to be that fast.
Right.
Like, that fast, like a snake. It was ridiculous. And then he puts him out. Like, he puts poor Sandhagen out. Like, oh, man. Aljo is the real deal.
First time Corey Sandhagen has ever been defeated by submission. Aljamain, you've got to send him to the blue corner of the next title fight, whenever that's going to be. You already know that they're not going to bump him in for Aldo, even if some out there, including maybe or maybe not myself, I won't give it away, but believes that they should maybe even pass him up. But I don't think they're going to do that. I think Jan and Aldo is done. Dana's pretty much said as much last night. And, you know, Aljamain deserves this. He's paid his dues.
Yeah.
His jiu-jitsu continues to improve. And, yeah, obviously he got knocked out by Marlon Moraes. That's one of the most brutal knockouts I've ever seen in my life. But, bro, right before that happened, Aljamain was deep in on an armbar. He was deep in on an armbar from bottom position that Marlon was struggling to shake off. And that's when, after they broke apart and scrambled, got back to their feet, that's when that switch knee clubbed him. How awesome would it be to see Aljamain, if Aljamain captured the title, how awesome would it be to see his first title defense be against Marlon? That'd be awesome.
Whoosh. That's the rematch, bro. That'd be a fucked up first title defense, though.
I know.
That whole promo reel is going to be that knockout over and over. Like,
I'm sure knowing guys in that camp and how they kind of all operate and that mindset they all carry, I'm sure Aljamain would be chomping at the fucking bit to if he had a first title defense, just saying hypothetically, and obviously Marlon would have to win a fight in order to get back to that spot too. If those dominoes were to fall that way, you'd have to imagine like Aljamain would be chomping at the bit to get that one back, especially how the first one went.
Yeah, I would say so too,
get
dude.
That one back, because from the looks of it, Marlon is going to be staying in that top of the division for a while, so they're probably going to clash again.
Why not him and Cody next?
Who? Marlon Moraes and Cody Garbrandt?
Yeah. Yes.
Oh.
I'm very down for that.
Who's gonna go to sleep first? Not to change the subject, y'all, but in the comment section, my boy Brian says, "Does Gilbert Burns deserve a shot?"
Yeah, he deserves it. I'm not sure if he's gonna get it. Here's the problem, though. You know, Ann kind of touched on it earlier. 170. It takes a lot of wins to get in that rare fight.
Why is it because 170 is so stacked?
Well, I think in part, but think about it. 170 and 155. Part of what makes both of those divisions so stacked is because that's the average size of the normal human being. You know what I'm saying? Like that's where that's where the most humans are going to be able to compete, especially like with cutting weight and all those things. That's where most of these guys are going to fall into is 155 and 170. And when you have that log jam of guys, sometimes it just is a matter of taking the right fights, and I think that's what Gilbert Burns did, no doubt about it. And with these disputes that are going on with Masvidal, it's kind of difficult to see Usman standing across from anyone else next at this point. I think Gilbert's going to get the next shot.
From the way Dana reacted last night during the press conference, it seems like it's going to be either Gilbert or Leon Edwards. And like you just said, man, with the way Masvidal and everybody else is acting, like I don't know if they're just having temper tantrums or if it's a legit ego money thing, but we already know how Dana White operates by now. He's going to move on eventually. And can you imagine if it's Gilbert Burns and Kamaru Usman and Gilbert Burns is the one to stop Usman? Like, madness. Yeah, like, they know each other's secrets. They know how, I'm sure they spar all the time. They're probably working together for a while leading up to whatever the hell was going on. Because we know Kamaru was with Justin Gaethje for a while, so it's just, things are starting to get interesting, man. And that whole Fight Island thing, hopefully we start getting announcements real soon.
Well, I've heard rumors, somebody said Abu Dhabi.
Yeah, that's what it seems like.
Abu Dhabi's probably...
It makes sense, too.
I'm not, I do my thing. I hold my own, but I'm no Joe Morgan or John Morgan out here. But I think Abu Dhabi's the place.
What was that last part you said?
I think Abu Dhabi is where they're going.
Yeah, I think so too, man. They just built that facility there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, they built that. Go ahead.
Like I said, I'm no John Morgan, but I have heard a couple of whispers from some people that know what they're talking about that I'm pretty sure Abu Dhabi's going to be the place.
They better fix that AC though. They said it was hot as fuck in there, bro. They said it was hot as. Dustin Poirier said it was hot as fuck in there, boy. And I believe it.
It's gonna be hotter, bro, because it's gonna be in July.
Right.
It's gonna be in August.
Right. Yeah. It's the fucking oven is what that is. Oven. So, what was I getting ready to say? Oh yeah. So what do you guys think about Tyron Woodley saying that he has signed a contract to fight Colby Covington?
I don't believe it.
Yeah, I don't believe that either because it's just I can't. Knowing that ass whooping he just came off of, and we know people hate Colby to death, but what he does in the octagon, you're not gonna want to take an ass whooping like that and then go into a potentially worse one with Colby and risk that. It's just I don't see it happening, dude.
Dude, I don't know what's going on with Tyron Woodley, dude. I honestly don't know what's going on.
Dean Thomas had me sold, BJ. God damn it.
So what?
Dean Thomas had me sold.
Dude, he had me sold too, dude. We interviewed Dean Thomas on Fight Week, Davison, if you didn't know.
Okay.
And he told us, man, that he's never seen Tyron this focused. So I don't know about you, Ant, but that shit hyped me up, bro. And then going into the fight, I was like, what is happening? Like, what is going on here? Like, he's trained in Thailand, he's trained all over the world, and then he comes in and performs like this, and it's like, what?
Yeah, I was stunned. I picked Tyron to win the fight. I met Dean at a Bellator card a couple years ago, and he's a straight shooter. He doesn't say something if he doesn't mean it. So, I was stunned when that I saw a meme that went out the other day. I don't mean to pile on it, but it was like it was like an Xbox controller, and it was like the left stick was back up against the fence. All the buttons were overhand right. Like every single button was overhand right, and I was just like, bro, I mean, that's what it's been his last two fights. It's just back up against the fence and overhand rights. And bro, you'd have to imagine if he goes out there and does what he did in those last two fights against a guy like Colby, he's gonna get stopped.
It's like he's scared to engage, man. He's scared to fight. He's scared to throw heat, man, and land that heat, dude. I want Josh Koscheck Woodley back. That's the Woodley I want back, man. It's Josh Koscheck Woodley. Or Darren Till Woodley, man. I mean, what the fuck, Woodley? I don't know who this. This is I'll beat your ass, Woodley, and I don't like it. I
gotta ask you fellas, man, as far as people coming back, what about Cody last night?
Cody Garbrandt, man.
I kept saying I couldn't pick Cody again until I seen something. Saying, I know I'm not the only person who felt he just needed to break away from Team Alpha Male, even if it wasn't 100%. That was just something he needed to do. But man, Cody, is he back or is it?
Is he back? I gotta see it. I gotta see him do. I gotta see him do that to somebody else. I gotta see him do that to somebody else.
I gotta be honest, man. A sunset was wide and slow. Nothing against Cody because it was a phenomenal performance, but he was wide and slow, and he just wasn't matching up with Cody with nothing. Like, I was thinking, what happens if, we mentioned him earlier, what happens if Cody is in the pocket or his back up against the cage against a Peter Yan or a crazy tempo like Aljo or Marlon Rice? What happens from this? Do we see that again?
Plus, when you look at the punch, bro, let's be very candid about this.
Okay.
Cody's setup and where Cody was as far as his location inside the cage as to where Rafael was coming towards him. 1 second left, 10 seconds left, 4 minutes, 59 seconds left. It doesn't change the fact that is all, like, what he did in terms of setting it up, ducking under, and coming over, that is all Mark Henry. That's all Mark Henry. And I'm not saying that Team Alpha Male was doing him a disservice. We've seen Team Alpha Male, put champions inside the UFC and other organizations, but that is some technicality that he wasn't getting from Uriah and Co. That was Mark Henry. I promise.
He even mentioned that in his time at the press conference. He said that's all they was focusing on, that dip, and then just waiting for him to step in. It's like he stepped in, and that's why I was just like, it was against the Sun Sal, and the Sun Sal was fighting very. I don't want to say he was fighting long, but he had that wide stance. He was like a million times slower than Cody, like super slow, and that's why I was just like, all right, he did that, but what happens against the guys that are in the title picture, that are actually in that cage? Like,
is it just weird? The Sun Sal have tried to take him down. Like, why didn't he try to take him down?
I seen that at all.
Yeah, I don't know what happened there, man. Cody Garbrandt put his fucking lights out. I mean, Cody Garbrandt put his lights out, but I just really want to see what I just want to see who they put Cody Garbrandt against next and what he's going to do. Maybe a trilogy. We know T.J. Dillashaw is coming back soon, or we could see a rematch with Dominic Cruz. We could see a Dominic Cruz rematch. If he goes in here and beats Dominic Cruz again, I mean, then he's gonna have to fight whoever's the champion. Then we may end up seeing Aljo versus Garbrandt or something like that. Or like we were talking earlier, guys, they may throw Sean O'Malley up in that picture, man, with a knockout over Eddie Wineland like that. They may throw him into that picture. I mean, we have to accept that possibility is there. For sure.
It was great to see Cody do that, man. It's just, I don't know if I can be all in yet. It's just, something's holding me back still. Like, what happens when he's with a striker up to par with him? That's why I'm like, eventually, y'all want to see Sean O'Malley and Cody? I need to see Peter Yan and Cody, especially at the whole little exchange backstage. I just need to see it happen.
I was just about to say, too, like, if there was a better striker in there with him last night, I'm not calling a Sun Sal a garbage striker.
Right, yeah.
Because he's knocked dudes out in the UFC.
Right.
But
he dropped Marlon.
There was a little bit, if there was a little bit of a better striker last night and they connect with that right hand, then what happens? I mean, does Cody go down? I don't.
Is the head movement there? Like,
I'm with you. I need to see it again. I need to see it
one more time.
No doubt.
I need to see it again. I need to see it again for sure. We kind of touched on the Felicia Spencer Amanda Nunes fight, guys. As far as that performance, man, I feel like Amanda Nunes she was steps ahead of Felicia Spencer last night. And the issue that I have with Felicia Spencer is, whoever is her striking coach is just not doing a good job with developing power with Felicia Spencer. For Felicia Spencer to be a 145-pound woman and to have the size and the strength that she has, Felicia Spencer needs to be throwing bombs. Because when you mention every other top 145-pound fighter, when you think of women's MMA, you think of featherweights, you think of Megan Anderson, you think of Amanda Nunes, you think of, Chris Cyborg, you think of Julia Budd, Pam Sorensen, Caitlin Young, Olga Rubin, all of the top featherweights in the world have knockout power. They can all hit you, and it means something when they hit you. You know what I'm saying? It's like Felicia Spencer, on the other hand, she reminds me of Kunitskaya in a way. You know what I'm saying? Like, technically she's there, like sound, technique, she's there. It's just there's not a lot behind it. She's just it looks like Felicia Spencer is just placing her punches. She's not driving her punches. Like, there's nothing behind it to really she's not earning respect from her opponents on the feet. You know what I'm saying? Like, You have to have that. You have to have that. Like if it were Megan Anderson in there with, um, and I was one of the main ones saying that Felicia Spencer presents a lot of problems to Amanda Nunes, and I still believe that. I mean, if she was able to get Amanda Nunes to the ground and dominate Amanda Nunes on the ground, then that would have been one thing. But if you would have if it had been Megan Anderson in that fight last night, um, I guarantee you Megan Anderson would have hit Amanda Nunes with something that would have made her respect her on the feet. And then you would have seen Amanda Nunes going for takedowns. You would have seen her going for a takedown for sure. Because, I mean, it's just there's nothing. And Felicia Spencer was able to beat Megan Anderson, but she beat her on the ground. Um, and I'm gonna even go as far as say Norma Dumont. You know what I'm saying? Norma Dumont throws heat. She was throwing heat at Megan Anderson. If she'd have connected on Megan Anderson, it could have been lights out for Megan Anderson. And I'm thinking, I'm thinking as far as like next opponents for Felicia Spencer. If Felicia gets in there with Norma Dumont, and I mean, we can see the same thing happen unless she takes her down. But I mean, a powerful striker is like a kryptonite for Felicia Spencer. What do y'all think?
Man, I think we have to tip our hats to Amanda Nunes being gracious and not brutalizing her in the way she could have last night. Like that could have, guys, it could have got really dark in the Apex last night.
Right.
But Amanda Nunes was gracious, and it's just, I hear what you're saying, BJ. I hear you. But even in my mind, I was like, even if it was Megan Anderson in there, man, I feel like Amanda gets that range and that read, and she cracks Megan. Megan's down.
Dude, I get that.
Legs are gonna get chewed up, man.
I get that, bro. I do, man. I get that, and I see what you're saying. That's a very good way to look at that. But
especially in that small octagon too, we have to consider that. That's one of the biggest factors last night. That tiny octagon.
Dude, Megan Anderson can put anybody down. Dude, anybody. Dude, Megan Anderson she's a different body type than what we're used to seeing on a woman. You know what I'm saying? That those long, dude, Megan Anderson, if she was to connect flush on Amanda Nunes, she will put Amanda Nunes out. Like Megan Anderson hits, she hits so hard, dude. Like, I mean, I don't know if you guys followed her when she was in Invicta, but Megan Anderson was laying bitches out in Invicta, bro. I mean, that's why it was such a big thing. Why they wanted her to fight Cyborg so bad, but of course she wasn't ready for that. She knew she wasn't ready for that. But Megan Anderson, dude, she has phenomenal power in her right hand, bro. I mean, I feel like, and I said it, and you heard me say this before this fight. What's up, Marcus Bell, in the comment section, man? How you doing? Um, you know, either fight for Amanda Nunes was very dangerous, Felicia Spencer or Megan Anderson. You know what I'm saying? But Megan Anderson on the feet, man, there's not too many girls that's going to stand in front of Megan Anderson and trade. Holly Holm knew she couldn't do it. Felicia Spencer knew she couldn't do it. Zara Dos Santos knew she couldn't do it. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, Norma Dumont knew she tried. You know what I'm saying? But, dude, I think that's like if Amanda Nunes wants to continue fighting at featherweight, that's the next person for her.
That's the only person for her.
You're right.
We can't name too many other fighters like that are even relevant in that division, and that's the only thing that's shaky about Invicta, man. Because we got to be honest. The talent pool can either go one way or the other. Like I said, we have like Megan Anderson, and then we'll get like a Tanya Evinger. So it's like, what is the caliber that Megan was dealing with before she initially stepped into the UFC? And I love Megan to death, but it's tough, man. It's tough to see anybody that's not like Valentina surviving in that octagon with Amanda. And then it's sort of like, where does Felicia go from here? Who the hell does she fight? Right. She fight one of the circling three girls that keep staying in that division.
I think they'll pull. I think they'll pull Pam Sorensen from Invicta. She's the champion. You know, Pam Sorensen is a game featherweight. She's good. She had a hard fight with Felicia Spencer for the when Felicia beat her for the belt. I mean, there, it just sucks because Bellator has the most the deepest, most talented featherweight division. They're in Bellator and Cage Warriors. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I mean, Bellator's featherweight division is stacked. I mean, it's nothing short of stacked. So, it's just it's interesting to see if anybody would if anybody's going to move up. There's a lot of Macy Chasson could move up, and mix it up there. I mean, Macy Chasson would fit perfectly at featherweight, man. I mean, there's a lot of big girls at one. I mean, wouldn't be mad at Aspen Ladd for going to 145. I mean, I really wouldn't, to be honest.
Yeah, I mean, there's something about her though. I'm gonna quote my good friend John Franklin, Mr. Sunday Morning Corner Man. Um, she is the type that is a goldfish, and by that, what I mean is, it doesn't matter what weight you've got to make, it's gonna be a struggle for her no matter what. And where does that come from? Discipline. Whereabouts. There are just some people that are like that. Ray Borg is a good example. Johnny Hendricks is a good example. She just kind of fits in that category. I could honestly, if Amanda's going to go back down to 135 in her next fight, which I presume she's going to do, obviously the number one question is going to be who is next. I think a better question could potentially be, is there anyone you could even make an argument for outside of, okay, I'll go with 3 names that you could even make an argument for. Really, in my opinion, there's only 2 people in the running, and that's Aldana and Lab. And I guess maybe you could make an argument that I wouldn't personally buy on Juliana Pena. I guess. But, I think it's going to be Aldana. And I think that win over Ketlin Vieira is exactly what's going to propel her into that.
That was a nasty finish. That was a nasty finish, dude. Yeah, I mean, I would say the same thing. Ketlin Vieira for sure is definitely in the title run. I would say, of course, Aspen Ladd, but Aspen Ladd says she's going to wait on that Juliana Pena fight. She's gonna wait on that fight. She wants that fight, man. And I just don't see how Aspen Ladd can beat Juliana Pena. I mean, I just don't. I don't see it. I don't see a path to victory. But then again, I didn't see a path to victory for her against Yana Kunitskaya. I thought Yana would beat Aspen Ladd. Honestly, I didn't expect her to go out and knock Yana Kunitskaya out in the second round or third round, whichever one it was. I definitely picked Kunitskaya to win that fight, but Juliana Pena, man. I mean, that's a different beast, man. That's a different type of fight, man. I mean, she's not going to be stronger than Juliana Pena. Juliana's going to get her down. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Juliana's worked on her striking. She throws heavy shots when she does connect. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, you know, and I feel like that's the type of fight. Let's look at the comment section. Marcus Bell says another thing to point out is since the UFC lacks women's featherweights, neither Felicia or Megan can up their game. That's very true. Very, very true. But I feel like the type of fight that Juliana Pena would bring Amanda Nunes, which is the type of fight that it's going to take to beat her at this level in her career. You know what I'm saying? I mean, Juliana Pena is going to body up. She's going to body up Amanda Nunes. She'll get hit coming in. I mean, she'll get hit coming in, of course, but she's gonna body Amanda Nunes up and strength for strength, which is what I was thinking Felicia Spencer was gonna do. But it's just like the speed, the speed in which Felicia Spencer was trying to close the distance. It was way too slow for Amanda Nunes. Like she saw that shit coming from a mile away. The thing about Juliana Pena, she can close that distance very quickly. She can close that distance, get you against the cage, and then it becomes Juliana Pena's fight. So, I mean, if she could get in there and beat up Aspen Ladd, you have to give Juliana Pena the title shot before she's out of the game. I mean, you can't rob her of that fight. You know what I'm saying? They cut the clear cut contender out of the UFC, which was Kat Zingano. Kat Zingano needed one more win, and she would have been in the title shot. She dominated Marion Renault. She needed one more win, and Kat Zingano would have been right then, and then that would have been the perfect fight for a man. That fight would have had so much steam behind it, being the fact that Kat Zingano was the last person to defeat Amanda Nunes. You know what I'm saying? And that to me, Kat Zingano was still one of the biggest threats to Amanda Nunes in that division, but she's no longer there. So with her no longer there, I'd have to say Juliana Pena. I don't see Kunitskaya. I don't think Kunitskaya hits hard enough to get any kind of respect from Amanda Nunes. It's just Juliana Pena. That's it. That's the only one I see.
I think Aldana is the fight as far as right now for Amanda. But, man, you got to wonder where Juliana is now with her game, too. Like, I'm not saying that in a bad way. I'm saying that in a where is Juliana in her game way. We don't really know.
Yeah.
So.
Something to consider, too, man. How long is Aldana going to want to wait? Because we know Amanda's taking the rest of the year off. It's clear now. Especially with the child on the way, and you can only imagine she wanted to take some time off because she was one of the only fighters to be, active multiple times this year. So, what happens for now?
Maybe an interim belt?
And of course, I don't know about an interim belt, but because then of course we're going to need some time for the fight to initially get booked, and then the date and all that, and more time's going to go by. So what happens for now between Aldana, Pena? Hell, we still got Holmes and Jermaine and that running, but it's just weird, especially because now we're talking about the remainder of the year, and the fights are going to keep happening the way they're happening. People are going to keep getting active and breaking through the rankings. What if Caitlin Vieira gets back on track?
This would be the perfect time for a tournament. It'd be the perfect. This is like a great opening for a women's bantamweight tournament. I mean, who would you guys put? Let's say you had to pick 8 fighters to be in a bantamweight tournament, and whoever comes out victorious in this tournament faces Amanda Nunes. Who would you put? I mean, who would you put?
In which division? 135?
Yeah.
135.
Let me look up the roster, so I can make an educated list here. That's a good.
How many fighters am I allowed? 4 or 8?
8.
8?
Yeah.
Yo, I'm gonna give you somebody. I'm not. Before I tell you who I'd put on my list, and I know you've talked to her before. She actually lives right around here near the hood. My stepmom has actually cut her sister's hair before, or someone in her family's hair before. Julia Avila is coming. Julia Avila is coming. You've done an interview with her before, right?
No, I never interviewed her.
Really?
No.
I thought you did.
Mm-mm.
I don't know why I thought you did. But she's coming. She's tough. And she's good. She's a really good fighter. If I had to put 8 in there, Chasson's in there.
Okay.
Kunitskaya's in there.
Mm-hmm.
Vieira, Aldana, Pena, Aspen Ladd, and are we putting like Durandamy and Holly? Are we doing this like Bellator style where it's like
you put whoever the fuck you want to put in there?
Yeah, it would probably be all right. GDR, Holm, Ladd, Pena, Aldana, Vieira, Kunitskaya, Chason.
Okay. Go ahead, Ant.
It's a tough one, man. It really is, because this division is starting to rebuild itself slowly. So we're starting to see people come back. Like, look at how Sarah McMahon's look. Like, so it's weird to radar this, man. But I'm gonna go with Holly Holmes, Aspen Ladd, Pena. I thought about Raquel Pennington for a second, but I don't know. Raquel hasn't shown me anything late. Like, that fight with Holly Holm was horrendous, fellas. Horrendous.
Right.
Yeah.
in theater. She got starched by Aldana, but who knows how she looks in next fight. We haven't seen her in forever. And two people I think, man, to look out for, and this is going to sound crazy, I think Nico Montana has a chance. Like, depending on where her head is, we haven't seen her, we've seen her, of course, but I don't think we've seen her, like, completely there altogether. And I think Sarge Eubanks is going to start giving people some trouble, man.
Ooh.
She is a beast, and I think her mouth sometimes gets her in trouble on social media, but that happens a lot with everybody. But Sarge is just, she's a dog, man. She's a dog, especially where she's been able to. I'm sure it hasn't been the easiest road with the whole weight cutting thing, but she's starting to get there.
Yeah, well, she was trying to fight at 125, and that just wasn't going to work for Sarge. Real quick before Davison gets out of here, he's got to run. I am going to tell you guys who I think would be in a great tournament at 135, and it's very similar to both of you guys' list. I would put Jermaine Durandame in there because lethal striker, lethal striker. I would put Juliana Pena in there. She's a threat to anybody. I would put Irina Aldana for sure. I would love to see Irina fight Yana Kunitskaya for sure. But Irina Aldana, I would put Yana Kunitskaya. Sarah McMahon, I would put in there because Sarah McMahon. I want to see what Sarah McMahon looked good against Lena Landsberg. I want to see what she does from here on out. I would put Macy Chasson in there because Macy Chasson can knock anybody out. She can knock you out. She's got unbelievable power at 135. I would put Sarge Eubanks as well. Definitely put Sarge Eubanks. But last but not least, I would put Nico Montano because in tournament, if they did do a tournament, that tournament style layout is where Nico excels at, and we saw that on the Tough. You know what I'm saying? Like Nico excels in that type of environment. You know what I'm saying? So I would love to see. I want to see what she's gonna do. I still feel like Nico is a bit undersized at 135. 125 is where I think she really is. But Nico is a well-rounded, very crafty, very tricky fighter. She can beat a lot of girls at 135. Can she beat Amanda Nunes? Probably not. But Nico Montano can beat a lot of girls at 135 pounds.
I think that's the great unknown too with her, kind of like Juliana. And I know they both fought. I didn't learn about either of them very much, and I hate when that happens. Like when you go into a fight, Greg Hardy, Jorgen De Castro is a great example. Like you go into it thinking, all right, I'm going to learn a lot about both of these guys, and you come out of it thinking you knew less than you knew before. That's kind of how I feel about both of them. I kind of just went chalk with the rankings, not entirely, but and completely contradicts my comments earlier about the rankings. But I would say I would not put Pennington in there. I think Sarge, she's got to go on a win streak for me. She keeps alternating wins and losses. I thought she potentially had the highest ceiling of anyone that came out of that tough season. I thought her ceiling was tremendously high. I thought Montana De La Rosa's ceiling was potentially higher than it was.
Whoa! What was that? What was that comment about De La Rosa?
I said I thought that her I said it was potentially higher. I said it was potentially higher than it was, but potentially higher than what most people maybe realize. I think De La Rosa's ceiling is there. Just depends on putting the pieces together. I didn't expect Nico to win the show, but and it's the same thing for Nico too, though. Like, putting together a streak, building momentum, These are things that we know that they're capable of, but we've got to see it happen.
Sure. Well, guys, we're gonna bring this thing to a close, man. I appreciate you guys coming on. Any fights upcoming that you guys looking forward to?
Not this weekend.
Man, like most of the world, I'm waiting for this Paulo and Izzy announcement. So until that happens, I'm just sort of an autopilot.
Oh, dude, and new.
I'll say though, I'm excited to watch Marab next weekend. I always love watching Marab. Yeah. And Robertson Vittori for sure. I get it.
Oh yeah.
I like whatever.
I thought he was gonna say Robertson Casey. I was about to say, oh, here we go. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Next weekend?
No, that's in 2 weeks.
Oh, for Blades.
Yeah, that's in 2 weeks.
Okay.
Marcus Bell says Julia Villa versus Nico Montano is coming. Ooh, that'd be a good fight.
Does not want that fight.
It's a Nico. No, I don't know, man. Julia Villa is a beast. She's a beast.
She's an animal.
But yeah, man.
She's from around here where I live. Like she's an animal.
She's a beast, but fellas, I didn't even think of this one. I had to go look at the card real quick. Josh Emmett and Shane Burgos. That's the big
Oh yes. Oh yes. Josh Emmett, Shane Burgos.
Yeah. That card's gonna be nice.
Yeah, it's a nice card, man. But hey man, hey Davidson, you go ahead and skid out of here, bro.
Thank you, brother.
Hey man, I appreciate you. Appreciate you. Hey guys, go fucking subscribe to the Bottom Line with Davidson Baker, guys, because it ain't what it is unless it's said by Davidson Baker, bro. You already know.
But we'll be back this week for sure. Peace out, guys. Always a pleasure. And it was good to talk to you, bro.
Hell yeah, man. Same thing here.
We'll be in touch, guys. I'll see you guys later.
Yes, sir. Peace out. But yeah, man, upcoming and our girl Jillian Robertson, bro. It's here. It's coming. 2 weeks, baby.
She has a tough fight ahead of her.
Oh yeah.
I seen her hit the Mets today with Dean Thomas in the garage.
Yeah.
I seen them putting in that work.
Yes.
They had the garage door open, letting the air flow. And I can only imagine she's gonna bring it to Courtney Casey.
Yeah.
Nothing against Courtney Casey. She's in the UFC for a reason, right? But
right.
Even no bias here, by all means, BJ, no bias. But even like when learning from Jillian Robinson, from you, and from that interview that you and John did with her, it's put me more on board and be like, she has it there. She just hasn't reached it yet. She just hasn't. I don't know what it is, but she just hasn't found that ingredient yet. And hell, she might find it and put Courtney Casey in way. Like,
dude, the striking is that ingredient that Jillian Robertson needs. That's what it's the ingredient Felicia Spencer needs. It's the ingredient. That's what's missing with Jillian Robertson. If Jillian Robertson was a more sound striker, that fight with Macy Barber could have been a completely different fight. You know what I'm saying? But offensively, she didn't have much to give to answer back to Macy Barber. But a well-rounded Jillian Robertson is a dangerous Jillian Robertson. That's all I got to say, man. I'm gonna leave it at that. Courtney Casey better be ready to fight because Jillian Robertson's gonna bring it to her, dude. She's gonna bring it to her, and I'm fucking ready for it.
Man, I'm ready for it. And I think, to be honest with you, man, a fight that a lot of people have been breezing over ever since it got announced too was Brianna Van Buren and Tisha Torres. How does that go?
Yeah, like, dude.
How does that? I haven't seen Brianna since in forever. And Tisha Torres, she looks great in the octagon always. Either if it's win or lose, she always shows up and does what she has to do. Always incredibly active. Is this sort of is this a gatekeeper situation, BJ?
I think this is, I'm not sure if it's a gatekeeper situation because you have former Invicta champ versus former Invicta champ. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, it's kind of and people match those Invicta girls up a lot in the once they make it to the UFC. Like Spencer Anderson, Cyborg and Felicia. You get a lot of those.
Yeah.
You get a lot of those Invicta girls get matched up once they make it to the UFC. But as far as Brianna Van Buren is real. She's real,
Dog.
dude. Yeah, like I mean, she
A
is.
dog.
Yeah, she's a dog, dude. And Tisha Torres is one. She has a lot of power for that division, dude. So if Tisha Torres loses this fight, then she's solidified as a gatekeeper. You know what I'm saying? I mean, because if Brianna Van Buren gets a win over Tisha Torres, then that's just gonna skyrocket her through the division. She'll probably fight somebody like you pretty much have two gatekeepers at strawweight. That's Angela Hill and Tisha Torres. You have two gatekeepers. They tried to put Carla Esparza there. Carla Esparza was like, fuck no, hell no. Like, I'm not a gatekeeper. I'm the former fucking champion. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
But
I'd say that's what Angela Hill is doing right now. She's so role. She was there for a little bit, but then like once she started being real active, I mean, all right, let me just ask you this real quick. After the fact, it's all we've watched it. It's been able to sink into your mind some. I know you zoomed in on it. Do you feel this? Do you think Angela Hill won that fight against Claudia?
absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely, she won that fight. Hands down, Angela Hill won that fight, bro. And they gave that fight to Clark. I think they gave that fight to her because you didn't see her gas. She lasted 3 rounds. So that was a defeat in itself for Claudia Gadelha. But they give Claudia Gadelha fights, dude. They gave her that Carla Esparza fight, and they gave
Yeah,
her
they
that
did.
Angela Hill fight, dude, because she lost both of those fights. And Angela Hill looked the best she ever looked in there against Claudia Gadelha, dude. And they robbed her.
Yeah.
They robbed her, bro. They robbed her. They robbed her.
Like she definitely got that L on her record, but she won everywhere else.
Right.
I think her stock went up.
Absolutely.
I don't think it'll be a bigger name, but it'll be as big her next opponent.
Right.
So I just think Angela Hill completely broke out of that gatekeeper situation,
Yeah.
man. Like,
And
to
they
be
trying to
honest with you, BJ.
go ahead.
No, I'm just saying, to be honest with you, I think she just broke out
Dude,
of
I
that.
feel like I feel like if she had won that fight, then we couldn't have considered her that. But it's still kind of that cloud will still kind of hang over her because they'll probably give her like Mackenzie Dern or somebody next. You know what I'm saying? Like because Mackenzie Dern looked fucking great in her last fight, dude. I mean,
Oh,
what a
yeah.
way to come back from an embarrassing loss than to come out here and fucking dominate. You know what I'm saying? I mean, so they may give Angela Hill that fight or something like that because Mackenzie Dern's probably going to get a big fight in her next fight. So,
She's
I mean,
she's definitely gonna get a big fight, man. But BJ, I gotta ask, man, can I get an early prediction out of you if I drop two names on you?
go ahead, bro. What you got?
Lauren Murphy and Roxanne Modafferi, man.
Oof.
I know this is one you're into. I know your fans know, everybody that tunes in know how you feel about women's mixed martial arts. And the women's flyweight division for the UFC is one that, I mean, you got a degree in that one. So what's
Right,
going
bro.
on? Like, is this a potential, carving the way for a next title challenger? Like, I think this is a fight that's a lot bigger than people realize.
Yeah, man. Roxanne Modafferi, man. If she can beat Lauren Murphy, um, then undeniably she gets a title shot. I mean, Roxanne snatching O's. She done snatched 2 O's from bitches. You know what I'm saying? Um, but Lauren Murphy is. I mean, but then again, it's hard to say. Or Lauren Murphy is a dangerous fighter with knockout power. It's hard to say that because Macy Barber
Very
is a
hard.
dangerous fighter with knockout power. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And before Macy Barber got injured, she still was getting her ass beat. I mean, like she was getting beat up by Roxanne. Like Roxanne is just so different and so awkward and so, people have slept on Roxanne because she doesn't have the shiniest record, dude. And I just feel like she'll find a way to beat Lauren Murphy, dude. I'm gonna have to go with Roxanne Modafferi. I think she'll find a way to beat Lauren Murphy. Um, I just do, man. I do. And Caitlin Chukagian, I got to give it up for Caitlin Chukagian too, man, because that was a beautiful victory over Antonina Shevchenko, dude. I mean, Antonina she just ain't ready, bro. Like Antonina is not ready. She not ready for go.
That's what you mean to say. She's just not her sister, bro.
And they
She's
tried
not
to
her
push
sister,
her.
bro.
They tried to hang that Shevchenko name over people, man. You know, and some of these girls don't give a fuck about that name. You know what I'm saying? Like some of these girls don't care about that name. They want to fight. They gonna fight. You know what I'm saying? And now everybody's going back because, dude, I said before Antonina Shevchenko had any wins in the UFC. I mean, well, after she got that first win, I said put her against Montana De La Rosa. And everybody's like, dude, Antonina Shevchenko would start Montana De La Rosa. I said, you're fucking crazy. Now everybody's going back like, oh, dude, you said it. You did say that. Yeah, I believe that now. I'm like, dude, I've been telling y'all that. What the fuck was so hard to believe it back then? Because y'all thought she was going to be as good as Valentina? I could have told you she wasn't. She's not. Like, she's not as good as Valentina Shevchenko and stuff.
She's not.
Dude, she gonna get run over by girls in this division. If she stays, dude, if Antonina stays in mixed martial arts, dude, she's gonna get run over by a lot of these girls, bro.
She's gonna get run over, or she gets better. I think she'll be fine. But I mean, something to think about. It just got my attention, DJ man. I think, let's just say Roxanne goes in there and she gets the win over Lauren Murphy.
Yeah.
This fight coming up between Jessica I and Cynthia Calvillo, I think that dictates a lot where Roxanne's going to move. Because if Calvillo goes in there and beats Jessica I, she's front row right there.
Yeah,
But if Jessica I beats Cynthia, it's like we already seen her get killed by Valentina, so she's stuck.
Yeah, Jessica I won't get another title shot. But
No.
I feel like if Calvillo, because don't forget, Calderwood is Valentina's next fight. So
Right.
I feel like if it's all about the timing. I mean, the Calderwood Valentina fight hasn't even happened yet. The I Calvillo
What
fight.
happened last night?
The what?
It would have happened last night.
Yeah, it would have happened last night. But you have if Roxanne beats Lauren Murphy and Calvillo beats I, then that's the perfect true number one contender fight. Roxanne Modafferi versus Cynthia Calvillo. That's the fight, bro. And while the whole title picture at 125 is shaping up, now is the time for somebody else to rise. Now is the time for Montana De La Rosa to get a big win. Now is the time for Jillian Robertson to beat Courtney Casey. Now it's time for those girls. It's time for Lipsky to get a big win. It's time for Molly McCann to get a big win. It's time for these girls who are at the lower half of the division. It's time for them girls to start showing themselves as contenders. While all this is being sorted out at the top, now it's time for these girls to start showing, hey, I'm here now. Get Jennifer Maya the fuck out of there. You know what I'm saying? Get her out. Chukagian just looked good. You got Chukagian in the picture still. But now is there's a lot of movement at 125 right now. There's the potential for a lot of movement. Then you got to throw Alexa Grasso in there. You're throwing Courtney Casey in there. You're throwing Cynthia Calvillo in there. It's
gonna be back soon.
Say what?
Like,
Macy Barber is gonna be back soon. Yes, dude. Macy Barber will be back soon. And then there's girls. There's a bunch of different girls. Um, you know, that can now is their time to. I mean, imagine if the top 10, dude. Imagine if the top 10 at 125 was Valentina, Chukagian, Roxanne Modafferi, Cynthia Calvillo, Montana De La Rosa, Jillian Robertson, fucking Viviane Adarujo, and fucking Ariane Lipsky. That's a stacked fucking top of a fucking division, bro. To me, that's what I see as the most exciting top 10, the most exciting lineup to be in line to face Valentina Shevchenko. Those girls, that's the like to me, that's a 125-pound division, bro. Not Alexis Davis, not Lauren Murphy, not Jennifer Maya. I mean, Jessica I, she's in there somewhere. But imagine if that was the lineup below Valentina Shevchenko. Now we're talking.
It would definitely have more of that Wild West feel.
Exactly.
It's hard to have that feeling. I mean, I don't really know what's going on with Viviane. I don't nothing. I don't know if she's considering a move somewhere in a different weight division or if she has a fight coming up. But I don't know what's going on with
think she
Vivi.
has a
The last
fight
time I
coming
seen
up.
Vivi was against Jessica.
Yeah.
So
And
it's weird. And I mean, when it happens, Calderwood and Valentina, I'm I'm always gonna be on Valentina. It's
yeah, me
so
too. For that fight, yeah. Yeah.
tough. As sweet as a woman as she is, and how her voice, like it always blows my mind every time she talks. Joanne Calderwood, she's a tough opponent, but the technician that Valentina Shevchenko is, I don't think that's even the word for it. It's just a lot of these girls are out of their ballpark.
She's scheduled to face Jennifer Maya.
Okay.
Yeah. So,
Okay.
if Adarujo can knock off Jennifer Maya, you know what I'm saying, and then that's good for Adarujo, because if Adarujo can beat Jennifer Maya, that puts her at the top. But to me, Adarujo has to get a credible win, like beating Alexis Davis. Alexis Davis is a 1997 Honda Accord with 200,000 miles on it. You know what I'm saying?
Jesus Christ, BJ.
I mean, it is what it is, dude. Alexis Davis has taken a lot of damage over the years. She's been in a lot of fights. It's time for her to hang it up a little bit. But you know, if dude, a flyweight is coming. It's coming. It's coming, and it has the potential. Now it's got some names like Cynthia Calvillo. You got to have those names that if someone beats them, then it helps give them more credibility. You know what I'm saying? Like Calvillo, if she beats Jessica I, then she's gonna be saying the same shit Jessica I was. Give me my title shot. Give me my title shot. So it is what it is. And we've heard rumors that I've heard rumors of Joanna Jędrzejczyk wanting to come back up to 125. Tatiana Suarez says she may want to move to 125. Juliana Pena saying she may want to move to 125. It's like woof. It's like, ooh boy. So
I would all those names you just said outside of maybe Tatiana Suarez, I wouldn't want to see a move done. Or even Juliana Pena, because I would love to see Juliana Pena and Valentina fight again.
yeah,
Just how that all went down. But if Joanna was to go back into this division, man, what's the point? You know what I mean? She's not beating Valentina, and then she's gonna murk everybody that's not Valentina.
I think she should. I think that Joanna Jędrzejczyk was at a big strength disadvantage in that fight with Valentina Shevchenko. I think she needs to.
That's different.
Yeah, she needs to fight a couple of times at 125. Look at Amanda. Look at Amanda Nunes, dude. She looked like a beast in there last night. You know what I'm saying? I think Joanna could benefit from. I mean, look. Okay, another great example. Macy Barber. Look at the difference between Macy Barber at strawweight and Macy Barber at 125. Joanna Jędrzejczyk is naturally a big girl. She needs to let her body acclimate to 125 and stop cutting to 115. If she was to start fighting at 125, building muscle, building strength, and then not slicing it all down to make 115, you know what I'm saying? I think she'll be bigger and healthier at 125. I think we could see a better Joanna Jędrzejczyk. If Joanna Jędrzejczyk fought the same fight that she fought with Weili Zhang, but at 125 pounds where she didn't have to cut weight, she probably would have put somebody to sleep. Because she was throwing. I mean, that's the most powerful shots I've seen Joanna throw in her career. You know what I'm saying? And if she was at 125 with that extra, I mean, if she only had to cut to 125 by the next day, Joanna probably walk. If she was acclimated, she'd probably walk in about 135, 140. You know what I'm saying? Because Montana De La Rosa says she walks in at least 140 at fight night. You know what I'm saying? Like she has the potential to
That's
be.
crazy.
She could be a big force at 125, dude. You know what I'm saying? So you never know. Tatiana Suarez at 125, Jesus. I mean,
That she hold down.
and and that's so funny, dude. That's so funny. You said, but can she hold Valentina down? Because she hold everybody else down. Right.
If I ask you, do you think Tatiana
Yeah.
hold down? You'd be like,
Right.
yeah.
Right. Yeah.
So,
Tatiana Suarez is different, bro. Would she be able to get Valentina to the ground? And then the question would be
I don't know.
what would happen after she got Valentina to the ground?
Have
Um,
we ever seen Valentina on her back?
we've seen it in the fight with Amanda Nunes. Um, mm, I mean, if Tatiana Suarez, dude, but what if Tatiana Suarez comes back and is like, you know what? Yeah, I made it to the top of the division, but fuck 115. I'm going to 125, dude. That's like she's automatically going to get a number one contender fight, bro.
Yeah, she would have to.
Dude,
She would have
oh, dude, Tatiana Suarez, dude. It's hard to think about her, dude, because if Tatiana Suarez goes to 125, I can forget about De La Rosa. Straight up, bro. I mean, like, you can just forget about it because Tatiana's gonna
everybody.
rule. She's gonna
Jillian,
everybody,
everybody.
dude. Nobody. I mean, like, oof, Jillian is not strong enough to get in there with Tatiana. I don't know, dude. I don't know. It's crazy, but we'll see how this thing wraps up, dude. But I'm getting ready to get off here, and go get me something to eat. Roll me a fatty. You know what I'm saying? Oh, facts, bro. Facts. I feel you. I feel you guys. Hey guys, go over right now. Everybody that's listening, Marcus Bell, Brian, Arpit Singh, guys, go over to Bloody Canvas MMA right here on YouTube. Bloody Canvas MMA and subscribe to Ant and John. They bring nothing but the motherfucking heat. That's why I always have them on here. Once again, guys, go subscribe to The Bottom Line with my boy Davis and Baker, guys. And this is your boy BJ back from No Filter MMA, guys. And we out. Peace out, Ant.